So, this is a talk on what gets lost when Alfredo becomes Alfredo. And here's a picture of me on the far left, growing chili against my will in northern New Mexico. It's a picture in the middle of me with a former MIIS student just kind of clowning around with some Hispanic quasi-imagery, and the other one is of me as a PhD. So, I call AT&T, and I say, hello, AT&T, I need some help with my phone service. Can you say your full name so I can give you complete service? Alfredo Ortiz. Sorry, can you say that again, sir? Alfredo? Alfredo? Like the sauce? And in the period of 10 seconds, I go from Alfredo from northern New Mexico to Alfredo sauce. How does that happen? And should I care about that? What should I do? Should I take a stand? Should I try to explain to this person that in a country where the original languages were Native American and then Spanish, she should be able to understand my name spoken the right way? Or should I just give up and say, it's Alfredo sauce? Should I further explain to her that if you look at the map in northern New Mexico, you find near that star, where I'm from is Pojoaque, that all the names of the towns are Chimayo, Truchas, Las Trampas, Peñasco, Española, Embudo, Pilar, Ojo Caliente, Abiquiu. Does that sound like mainstream Ohio to you? It's a buddy of mine who reenacts some interesting historical things. Another friend of mine once told me, dude, why can't I just be American? What's up with all this Chicano stuff? Man, I'm Carl Herrera. What the hell? I'm an American. And there's my daughter, Soraya and Selma, trying to help be good Americans in the Obama-Biden campaign a while ago. So why can't we just be American? There's my Pojoaque Valley identity, there's my state identity, and there's my red-blooded American identity. Why can't I just be that? Isn't that an improved version of where we came from? Aren't we all aspiring to be that ideal of progress? So I started getting interested recently in genealogy a little bit more. My dad is obsessed with genealogy, so much so that he explains how anyone that you were about to date was secretly your cousin. And there's my dad, Jose Carlos Ortiz, my mom, Janet Aragon, and then his parents, Jose Hilario Ortiz and Juanita Ruben. If you keep going further back in this chart, all the way 16 generations, we get all the way through Macedonia de la Trinidad Benavides, all the way back to Nicolás Francisco Ortiz and Teodora Garcia de la Riva back in 1689 and 1681 in the United States, in northern New Mexico. So when I saw this, I realized there's a hidden culture here. There's something here that's not in the mainstream American tradition. And who are all these people? Al, Alfred, Alfredito, Alfredo, Fred, El Güerito, my gramita telling me, Alfred, my American white friend who used to pronounce things in a Spanish accent. So meet Alfredo. Special skills. Knows worlds outside of Pojoaque. He enunciates and does not mumble. He's a professional and says professional things. He can speak with accountants with advance warning and doesn't sound too Chicano. Doesn't come across as being too Hispanic, is it? Meet Alfredo. Special skills. Rural kid from northern New Mexico. Medio clown. Pre-cholo tendencies. Grew up growing chili in northern New Mexico. Medio irreverent and is often confused with his father when answering the phone when he's back home. Hello? Carlos? No, this is Alfredo. Oh, you're not your dad. Where's your dad? Of course, there are extremes too. Hispanic mothers, where I'm from, don't want their kids to end up too cholo. And this is a good buddy of mine on the bottom, Aaron Gallegos, he passed away recently, giving the Hispanic mother, Mijito, come over here. You're not very smart, I know, Mijito. But I love you and God loves you. And I just don't want you to end up in the state pen like your brother. That's the extreme of what we don't want to be. That's our past. That's the fears that are expressed daily and weekly through our Hispanic mothers when we grow up. So are we making progress? What gets lost when Alfredo progresses along this theory of positive change to become PhD Alfredo, who can blend in and be intelligent in many spaces? One thing that gets lost is sensibilities, worldviews, and knowledges. There's my grandma Aragon making blue corn tortillas out of the blue corn that we grew at my dad's house. There's harvest time, the only time that I appreciated it being forced to work in the garden all summer, when all this stuff started coming in and you understood that vegetables tasted way different than what you thought they tasted in the school system, for example. And here's my fettuccine Alfredo, pure green chili sandwiches. And it's just nice green chili with huevos rancheros and an ability to see the world through these lenses as well, and to code switch and to connect with other people. It is about you. It's about me. It's about finding a way to express more than our professional improved selves, because it's not improved. And the more we reveal and get in touch with our multiple identities, the more we're able to appreciate that in others and not expect them to also speak to us in these narrow professional languages that cut out some of the most interesting things about who we are and cut out our abilities to actually affect change in ways that are relevant locally. Does the log frame and professional project management techniques make sense in those worlds? How do we access this lady's language when her first language isn't even Spanish, but we force her to speak Spanish throughout an entire workshop? And I end by saying one of my grandma's favorite sayings, which is, mira lo que te pierdes por no ser vaca. Whenever she sees one of these trucks driving by on the highway, look what you miss out on for not being a cow. We miss out on this diversity of languages that we don't even bother to look at when we work in our professional settings.